Hey guys, what's up? Scott here, and we're gonna go fishing for some bluegills. Alright, so just gonna talk about a couple things real quick before I get too close to that stream there and start shouting. So, why am I fishing for bluegills? Well, basically, I wanted to do a little video on it because bluegills are so easy to catch and they're actually really fun to catch, and now that I said that, I'm probably not gonna catch anything. But other than that, we had like a lot of rain come in over yesterday. Probably gonna get some more today, though. Right now it's looking pretty good. That this water is actually rushing a lot harder than I usually see it. There's another reason as to why I came here, is that there is a probability of catching a trout in here. I've been catching a couple trout in here, and I would love to actually end up catching a trout today too. But yeah, so let's just talk about bluegill real quick, and then I'll tell you about why I'm actually out after them. There's a good sign out here, though. There's maybe like a crane out there, and there's a crane there. He's walking slowly. He knows that there's fish here too, or she. So also, I never see them here. So let's just talk bluegills real quick. Bluegills are panfish. And no matter what body of water you go to, if it sustains life, chances are there's if it sustains life, there's bluegills in it. Definitely 100% bluegills in it. Bluegills are going to be anywhere that you can find water, and they like to stay close to the edge because they're not all too big. So if you go to like a lake, they're going to be right there at the edge. You'll see them. Those little fish swimming around. I don't mean the tiny ones. Those are fry babies. Other than that, they could be like minnows and guppies. They're not going to get much bigger. But even the bluegills, okay, you'll see them. They're the next size up fish. Hopefully we get one. I'll show you one up close. If I don't get one here, I'll just simply go somewhere else. Like I said, this is a little bit more. I was favoring a little bit more, hopefully getting trout. But we will see, and hopefully it's not too deep. The reason why I'm going after bluegills today is I'm not catching them to eat them. I do catfishing, and a lot, actually, yeah, so far this summer, I haven't caught, believe it or not, a single catfish, and it's kind of a bummer because last summer, every time I set out to go catfishing, I got a catfish, and it was awesome. And I guess, I was using like chicken livers for catfish. I'm not going to run off on catfishing right now, but one thing catfish like to eat are bluegills. So I'm going to take some and I'm going to use it as cut bait. Also, the next time I go catfishing, I'm also going to gear up to catch bluegills, and then I can use them live as well, just to see how it works, because everything I've used, which is quite an extensive list, these bugs, anyhow, which is quite an extensive list, it just hasn't worked so far this summer, and it's actually really crazy. I mean, there's also the possibility it's overfished. Here you are, it's New Jersey, and there's tons of people around, except for right now, because I'm lucky enough to be here when there's no one else. So, without further ado, without getting any more bugs in my eye, I want to go stand in the middle of the river here. One other thing. So in this river recently, I found that there are a lot of crayfish, and if the opportunity arrives, darn, I forgot the trap. I'm trying to catch them with my hands now, and I will try and either bring them home, freeze up one or two of them as well, and I'll try and use them for whatever possible bait for catfish, if it even works. So actually, before I go fishing, because that water level, or that rushing water down the way might get a little loud, I just kind of want to talk about the gear that I'm using. So we're keeping it simple here, all right? Just the only thing I want to remind you guys is my sole purpose is not just for bluegills, okay? If I end up getting trout, I end up getting trout. So let me start off by saying this fishing rod here, okay? I think this one is 6 feet long, and that's a lot better for things like crappie, which are also panfish. They get a little bit larger and they put up a little bit more of a fight, and it's a lot more fun. I like to catch them a lot, actually. And the length of the rod, it gets really, really thin up towards the top here, and that's so that when I get a bite, that rod really wants to start, bugs again, really wants to start dancing. And then this way I can see, I get like almost like an instant reaction as soon as that fish even comes up and like swipes the side of it. Going from the rod here, okay, let's just go to the reel and then we'll get to the other important stuff. See, with the rod, it's not, let me step back a bit, okay? With the rod, it doesn't really matter. Okay, you could go into Walmart, you can go to the fishing section. This is how easy it is. You go to the fishing section and you're gonna see all those little fishing poles that are like, you know, Star Wars and princess themed and whatnot. Those will work. And within them, there's one that doesn't even have a character on it. So you're gonna be A-okay. That thing's probably like 15 bucks. Not a big deal. And it's tiny. It's probably like a foot. Nah, just kidding. It's probably like 2.5, 3 feet long. Get it. It'll work for bluegills. Absolutely will be fun. For all I know, it probably comes with a bunch of line attached to it already, and we'll talk about that in a second. So that's one less thing to get. Now, of course, that rod also comes with a reel, especially if it does come with line. My reel, this is just like from, this was from, I forget where it was. Oh, Bass Pro Shop, it says right here on the side. And then this was just like their little combo, and I love the thing to death. The type of fishing line that's on it right now is 4-pound test. So it's really, really light. Okay, the trout that I'm able to catch here, they're not all too big. All right, and that works actually just fine. I've caught bass with this thing. So it's, excuse me, that's all you really need. The lighter the line, in this case, the more of an instant reaction that you're gonna end up getting, okay? So on the line, I have basically one weight. I'm actually gonna change that out real quick. That weight right there is too heavy. So if a fish actually grabs the hook, okay, it's not gonna be able to, like, I won't really feel it because that weight's gonna stop all the motion. All right, going all the way down to here, okay, this is called a trout magnet. And the trout magnets, actually, hang on, let me show you, I'll show you in my box. Okay, so right here is like my little trout kit, and really the only thing missing from here are a bunch of spinners that I have in another tackle box. But I'm not going to stand here going through every single thing, especially because I'm not really doing this to show you guys how to catch trout. That's an added bonus for me. It's about bluegills. These things, these little worms here specifically, they'll catch anything. I've caught, obviously, trout. I have caught bluegills, crappies, pickerel, bass. These things work wonders, and typically my color range is either one of these two. White is going to be a runner-up, and then this pink-white one seems to do wonders as well. They do say, and I have caught them with this gold one before, gold works well for panfish. I'm going to be using the yellow and orange one, just because with all the rushing water that we've had from the rain, it just gives a little bit more visibility. There's, like, it doesn't really contrast, but the yellow color versus the orange color in the water, it does stand out. It is a little different. And I do think it just works. Like, that's my go-to, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, I put on a smaller split shot weight, and I am now good to go. Just also, as a forewarning, I'm not selling, I'm not doing this to promote trout magnets. Trout slayers are in there too, if you saw them. So but you know, hey, it works. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. All right, so my plan of attack is this. I'll try and narrate a little bit, but I'm not gonna be talking all too much. Try not to scare away the fish. I know down by that bridge, that's where I'm definitely gonna run into some bluegills. I'm gonna start basically from up here. Because of the rain that we had, trout really like that rushing water, and there's a couple of deep divots in the ground under the water here. That's also where I saw that crane hanging out. Wherever he went now, I really don't know. And I'm gonna see if there's still trout in there, and then just kind of work my way down. Don't know how much wading I'll be able to do because I'm looking at the little bit of torrent up ahead, and it looks like it's probably too deep for my wading boots. So here we go. It actually gets very deep right down in here. So if any trout manage to swim up, oh, I see a crawfish chilling there. Trout first. It's also kind of where the crane was. Oh, that felt like it could have been something. It's probably that one bluegill I've been messing with this whole time. Just little jigs seem to work. Little jigs, slow reels. And if you're doing this from a lake, you can actually see when like they go to eat everything up. No, it's a rock. And you just pull right about then. And when we catch one, I'll just kind of run over how to handle them. So if you're ever on rocks in a river, just remember they're slippery. Don't trust your boots at all. Don't trust the rock at all. Oh, stop. And we'll talk about trout in a second, because this is now going to become a this is a trout video. Oh shit, shoot. Sorry, chill bro, chill. You've got to chill. Got a little bump on the side there. You guys can see that. I know I'm trying to get that hook out, but he just, there we go. Oh my gosh, nope. Got him. All right, so I am going to get out my stringer first, and no. Oh my gosh. Where you at, son? Whoa. Oh shit, shoot. Sorry, chill bro, chill. You've got to chill. Got a little bump on the side there. You guys can see that. I know I'm trying to get that hook out, but he just, there we go. Oh my gosh, nope. Got him. All right, so I am going to get out my stringer first, and no. Oh my gosh. Where you at, son? Whoa. Yeah. All right, get back in the water. Come on. Well, looks like this bluegill video is now a 100. Oh, no, I'm stuck on a rock. I can see it. Is now a trout video. Oh, and a me almost falling in the water video. Got one. Got a bluegill. Okay. Perfect. This is a perfect way to end it. And that was that last cast too? Unreal. So that's how the bluegill fights there. Okay. Now. Oh, nice. Nice bluegill. All right, on the top, perfect. Okay, they'll jump up. So when these fish start trying to swim away, or they start flopping in your hands, those spikes come up, and they can be kind of shocking, especially for like a first time like catch. And yeah, they can kind of, you know, cut into your skin, and it's kind of annoying. Nothing poisonous though, nothing dangerous. All you got to do is just go home, wash your hands, you'll be absolutely fine. Other than that, they've got another set of spines right here at the very bottom there. And then that's it. So the best way that I hold them, I take my hand and I basically want to run it down the fish. So from that point of view, I'm going to run it down this way, because as you go down the fish's back like that, okay, now even if he starts to flop, I can just give him a little bit more of a squeeze, and it's not too big of a deal. He can't raise those fins. All right, so now I can get this hook out. There we go. Bony skull. Oh, nice fish. All right, buddy. You're gonna help me out. Cap, this whole video has just turned into something else entirely, and that's gonna be pretty cool. So we caught a trout first, and then we caught the bluegill. Both of them are on ice right now, and that's probably one of the most, like, it's definitely up there humane ways to you know, end their lives, because they basically go into hibernation mode and then fall asleep that way. So I'm gonna get everything home. I am gonna shower and then I'm gonna end up doing a cut and cook for that trout, and go basically from there. But that bluegill, he's as good as it's gonna get. He's gonna go right on in like that, and then next time I end up going catfishing, he'll be in my bait box, which is in the freezer, and I'm just gonna chop him up, and then we'll use like strips for catfish bait. So talk about an adventure and a little bit of a surprise there for that trout, man. I just started catching trout this year, so it's really cool. It started last year with trout, and I got bites on, never landed them, and this year I've got them. I found them. They put up a fight. The trout here, they're stalked into the water, and the truth is with the trout, they actually end up dying come winter time. Like, let's just say few will live, especially because with what the weather does now. Like last winter was like brutally cold, and then the winter before that was rather warm, so you know what, I bet you some of the trout are surviving throughout the winter, but other than that, the trout unfortunately end up dying from that type of environmental change, and you're better off keeping them no matter what it is, and that's kind of like why they're stocked, and they're good table fare too. And I'm just like so incredibly surprised that they're all right there. Now where I just was, they actually stock that with the flies. They're in the car now. They stock a river. Behind me is a stream. The Fish and Wildlife Department, right? Behind me is a stream, and then actually see if I can get it here. Probably not, but down that way, right over there is the main river. Behind me is the stream, and then there's a bridge right there that they just come in and they just start throwing the trout over into the major river. But they like this running water, so I figure that they come up, and so far I've been mostly correct. It seems like after some sort of like a major rainstorm, they want to move up in there. This will be the third trout that I caught this year. Yeah, they ain't gonna get much bigger than that though. So alrighty, gonna head out now. Thanks for watching this portion of this catch of how to catch bluegill. Wish it was a little bit quicker. Maybe I'll do a revamped version later on, and also a sequel series at the same time about how to catch trout, and we'll get to the clean and cook later on with that.